Going to convene this November 20th, 2025 Town Council of Centreville meeting. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Anybody have any changes on the agenda review?
No.
All right, review of the meeting minutes from the November 6, 2025 meeting. Anybody have any changes?
Not here.
All right. On November 6th,
Sorry, you have to vote on the minutes.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Need a motion to approve the minutes from the November 6th meeting?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second? Second. Sorry, went a little too fast. On November 6th, we met in two closed sessions. The first one was November 6th at 6:31 p.m. to discuss personnel in accordance with the Maryland Open Meetings Act. 5 members of the Town Council voted to close the session. The authority to close the session is found in Section 3-305 of the General Provisions Article. The Town Council discussed the following topics. Personnel interviewed candidates to the Board of Commissions and Vacancies. Action, no actions taken. The following members of staff were present. Ashley H. Kaiser, President. Jeffrey D. Keel, Vice President. Frederick View, Fred McNeil, and Sandra Huffer, all members. Sharon Van Embro, Town Attorney. Carolyn Brinkley, Gay Adams, Town Clerk, and applicants for boards and commissions. The closed session meetings adjourned at 7 p.m. The second closed session was November 6, 2025 at 9:31 p.m. to discuss personnel and seek counsel on legal matter in accordance with the Maryland Open Meetings Act. 5 members of the Town Council voted to close the session. The authority to close the session is found in Section 3-305 of the General Provisions Article. The Town Council discussed the following topics. Personnel, discuss applicants for boards and commissions appointments, consult on a legal matter to obtain legal advice. Action, no actions were taken. The following members of staff were present. Ashley H. Kaiser, President. Jeffrey D. Keel, Vice President. Frederick View, Fred McNeil, and Sandra Huffer, members. Sharon Van Embro, Town Attorney. Carolyn Brinkley, Gay Adams, Town Clerk. The first closed session meeting adjourned at 9:39 p.m. Next, we have appearances. The first one is Jamie Johnson for the Santa House.
Good evening.
Hi,
How are you guys?
Good.
I wanted to come tonight and just tell you guys about what we're doing for Christmas. We're going to have Santa visits on December 6th, 13th, and 20th from 12 to 2. And we're asking for $100 for each visit, a total of $300. And we need the Santa house from after the parade until the end of the month. And then just an update of what we're doing. We're starting a house decorating contest December 1st through the 22nd. And if you want to enter the house decorating contest, you can email me at jamiejohnson798@yahoo.com. Give your name and address, and we will come take a look. First place is a $100 gift card. Second place is a $50 gift card. Third place is a $25 gift card. And then you can also, the kids can come and write letters to Santa and put them in the mailbox. and we will draw one letter from the mailbox that will get a special delivery and Christmas present on Christmas Eve. So all we're asking for is just the money for the Santas and the Santa house.
We have that already in the budget, so the council doesn't have to.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for
All right,
doing it.
thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
I will.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes. Next, we have Dr. Matthew Kibler, interim superintendent for Queen Anne's County Public Schools.
Hi.
Hi, good evening, council members. How are you all doing?
Good. Thank you.
Really, I don't need to take up a lot of your time tonight, and I'm not asking for anything. I just really wanted to put a face to a name, if you've seen my name in the community now. Like I said, I'm Matt Kibler. I'm the interim superintendent for the school system. I'm excited to be in this position. I've been working in the district. This is my 5th year, first year as interim superintendent. I've met with Mr. McNeil a lot through the various organizations that he's a part of in the community, met with Chief Hobbs, and I thought it would be a good idea to come and just introduce myself to you all and let you know that I'm here if you ever need anything, if there's anything we can do, and look forward to working with you moving forward.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yes.
Look forward to working with you as well.
Jeff, can we make a comment? Can we make a comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I've had the pleasure of working with Matt and the Veterans Organization, and he provides free facilities for the veterans, does all of our printing, which I appreciated, and he has us doing 3 lunch activities a day at schools. Imagine an old man like me with 500 kids in a lunch period. And also today we did the turkey trot. But the point I'm trying to make, I hope they take the interim away. Matt listens, he works hard, and he wants to solve some of the common problems we have. And I'm hoping we can have an unofficial or official liaison like the county does. Someone from the county, one of the officials, meet with him once a month and talk. I hope the town could do that too. And we could, discuss some of our mutual problems.
Sure, yeah, that's great. We meet with the county commissioners once a month, 2 of our board members and executive staff, and be happy to do that, a similar model, whatever makes sense for you all.
Yes.
Want to be good partners.
Question, it may be inappropriate to put you on the spot, but has there been any discussion about what to do with the old school board building?
So that's really working with the county commissioners right now. I can tell you that it is all public information. So right now we're in the feasibility study phase of the Centreville Middle School project, redoing the Centreville Middle School project. And one piece of that study is looking at potentially turning the old Board of Ed site. Could that be renovated as a new middle school? So that is one of the options on the table. I'm not sure that that'll be the most cost effective or really viable of all the choices, but I know that that's where we're at right now. And if that doesn't go through, we're also looking at potentially just handing the building back over to the county as well, which is what we would have to do as a school system. When we're not using it for school system purposes, then we source that back to the county.
So if it was a middle school, it'd be an additional middle school?
Would not be an additional, it would be a replacement.
A replacement for the
Centreville Middle School.
Really? Huh.
That was the previous superintendent and working with the previous board. That was one of the ideas proposed when we looked at the Centreville Middle School site. We knew we were moving out of that central office building, so it was looking at a renovation of the current Centreville Middle School, a replacement at Centreville Middle School where you would basically build a new school right next to it. Or since we had this property in our possession right now, another discussion was, could that, since it was a school at one time anyway, the structure of the building is sound, the rooms are big, fit a school, could a school go there too? So we're at the phase right now. The first part of any of those processes is ed specs. So what does it take to build, what does a school need to look like to house the program? So we did that last year. We just actually, this has been a busy day for me, we just had our first feasibility meeting, which is the next step in the process. And so the old site is one of the options there.
Excellent. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for that information.
Sure. That's hot off the press for you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Nice to meet you.
Now we're going to move on to board and commission appointments and the oath of office. Town council met in closed session on November 6th to interview candidates for the Centreville Planning Commission and the Personnel Review Board. Planning Commission currently has 1 member and 2 alternate positions open. Alternate members serve as a 1-year term which expires in April of this year. Have any council member that wants to approve?
I move that the council appoint Dan Worth as a member to the Centreville Planning Commission to serve the remainder of a vacated term expiring in April of 2026.
Have a second?
Second.
Brad. Take a vote. Everybody, yea or nay?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye. Next is, yeah, you can do, you can read it,
You
Fred.
want me to go, and I move that the council appoint Tim McCloskey as an alternate member of the Centreville Planning Commission with a term to expire on April 26th.
Second,
Second that.
take a vote. Everybody say aye. Nay?
Aye.
Aye.
You want to swear him in?
No.
Come on,
No,
Tim.
we,
No, we have
well,
one more.
we got one more.
Okay.
You can do the last one, Fred.
I'll do it. I move that the council appoint Russell Rule to the Personnel Review Board for a 3-year term expiring in April of 2028.
Second?
Everybody?
Aye.
Aye. Now do we swear them in? We go with the law. All right, who wants to go first?
Dan's not here.
What do you want me to do?
You can go first. Fred.
Tim, come forward, please.
Dan's not here, so we're not going to be able to do him unless you
Huh?
Dan's not here.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to do it another time.
Oh, yeah. I got
Please,
it.
you've done this before. Please raise your right hand and say, I promise your full name,
I, Timothy McCluskey,
and repeat after me. I
Timothy McCluskey,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to
and I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to
the state of Maryland,
the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of alternate member of the Centreville Planning Commission.
execute the office of alternate member of the Centreville Planning Commission.
That will be expiring April 2026, according to the Constitution and laws of the state,
Expiring April 2026, according to the Constitution and laws of the state,
the town charter and laws and ordinance of the town of Centreville.
the town charter and laws of the town of Centreville.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
That's him.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Russell, come on up.
Dan's not here.
That's fine.
Russell, you ready for this?
This is the hardest part of the job. Please raise your right hand and say aye. Pronounce your name in full and repeat after me.
I, Russell Rule.
I, Russell, will do solemnly affirm
I, Russell Rule, do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland,
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
member of the town of Centreville Personnel Review Board.
member of the Town of Centreville
You can
Personnel
choose
Review
which
Board
one, okay. For the 3-year term expiring April 2028,
for the 3-year term expiring April 2028,
according to the Constitution and laws of the state
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
and town charter
and the town charter
and laws and ordinances of the town of
and
Centreville.
law and ordinance of the town of Centreville.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job, good job.
Let me get a picture.
You good? Thank you. Thanks, Russ.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move on to citizens forum. Citizens are requested to keep their comments to 3 minutes. Anybody like to speak, come up to the mic. Having nobody, we'll move on to old business. Old business, ordinance 14-2025. An ordinance of the Town Council of Centreville to amend the Chapter 54 Ethics of the Codes of the Town of Centreville. This is the second reading, and we'll have a public hearing on December 4th at 7 p.m.
7:05.
7:05. Next is Resolution 12-2025, a resolution of the Town Council of Centreville to adopt the revised water and sewer allocation policy. Is this the first reading? I can
Well,
remember.
it's a resolution, so there
Resolution.
are, but this is the second kind of round. I think Sharon made some changes.
You have it?
Yes, and from the last meeting, I made a few changes based on that discussion, but I also just passed out tonight a new attachment for the allocation distribution plan. And the reason is it was a little confusing, the percentage, whether that applied, I think it was in the third one, whether it applied to affordable housing had to be that percentage, or whether that was the percentage of allocation. So I put that to the front of each paragraph so that I thought it made it clearer that it's of the allocations. And I think you weren't the only one that asked me that question, so.
Okay, good. It wasn't just me.
It was not just you. So, the other changes I made after the last meeting were to, define what infill is and also what affordable is. And then if you recall, I had to, I think, put it over 5 fiscal years when it's actually 6 fiscal years, so I changed the numbers for that. So those were the 3 changes since the last meeting based on that discussion. It is eligible for a vote if you're inclined to do so.
You also, excuse me, sorry. You also added narrative within the document as well, that council
Yes,
D.
yes,
It was good
yes.
to know.
That, to add a process to allow someone to basically get a tentative approval. I think that was requested by Mr. Showalter, and I think the council seemed like that they agreed with that concept, so I came up with some language to do that as well.
I had one question as a
Sure.
point of perspective. Based on currently, I think currently having 460 EDUs remaining that will need to be spread over 6 years. With the, and this occurred before I got on the council, with the new business development that's proposed to go in across from Dunkin' Donuts, how many EDUs will that?
That is already accounted for before you
Before
get
the
to
460,
460.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to clarify that.
Yep.
So we-
Anything that's already been granted, I mean, that's pretty up to date in terms of what the council has recently approved giving allocations to.
Okay, so we still have 460 to work
Yep.
with. Thank you.
To make a motion?
If the council's ready
Yeah,
to.
I mean, just for some comments. So I think those are really good additions, excuse me, as far as what's affordable. And I think, Sharon, you had said the definition for affordability, excuse me, is, what's your source for that? Just to speak to that a little bit.
Well, I have worked in, the town of Easton has an affordable housing board and program, and they've defined it, and so I kind of used that background. But I know that they got theirs also from, I've looked at other jurisdictions when we did theirs, and also what mortgages companies use in terms of the 30%. That's a common industry standard for how much can go towards housing when you add in taxes, insurance, all those things.
No, I think that adds good value. And I think overall, this is kind of, as we talked about at the last meeting, it creates flexibility. Really, it's not rigid as far as just kind of putting us in a place that we wish we had some more flexibility. So I think this allows that, and I do like, as far as the added language you spoke about, as it relates to any project where someone's trying to see, you know, is this a project the town thinks is good for the town? To come in front of the town council to say, you're on the right path. It's not final approval, but you're on the right path. You know, move forward, but stay active 6 months as far as just those giving parameters associated with anyone who's, you know, interested in coming to the town relating to development. So I think that just helps in communication and transparency with the developer, so.
Do we have a motion to approve it?
No, we need a motion.
You got one?
Second?
I second.
Vote? Aye.
Aye.
Next is new business. Resolution 15-2025, a resolution concerning designation of a resident agent for the service of process. Can you explain this to?
Sure. State law requires local governments to name somebody, just like you have to have for any business within the state. You have to name somebody that can accept service of process for you if you get sued. And so the state requires the same thing of towns, and it has to be someone that's a resident of the state of Maryland. And so I do it for a lot of companies. I've done it for other towns. And so I talked to Carolyn, and she prepared a resolution for me to be named as your resident agent. So if someone goes to sue the town, then they would serve me instead of trying to chase you all down.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is good as far as just to give, again, just tidying things up, being a certain, we tighten process, just about process. So I think this is a very good, you know, good path and makes total sense.
Yep, totally agree.
So a motion to accept it, we, okay?
I give, need a motion to accept resolution 15-2025.
Move to approve.
Second?
Second.
Vote? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next is resolution 16-2025. A resolution of the town of Centreville, council of Centreville, to establish rules of order that govern the organization and procedures of the town council of Centreville meetings.
So I will actually speak on this. I made some changes to the rules of council regarding, there's two highlighted spots in here. One is for appearances, and I actually talked to the county about this as well as what their procedures are for presentations versus appearances, that kind of thing. So appearances, and the first part of that, appearances will be considered for inclusion on the agenda by the town manager after approval of the council president. We can keep it as that, or just approval, or however you guys want to word that, whether it's just, I do it and I can consult with one of the council members, including the president, or,
Yeah, I mean, I thought about this. I think it should be versus just kind of the president, just so there's more flexibility there. Perhaps like a language, the approval of the town manager in coordination with one or more council members. So there's just more, you know, there's more engagement from the council members relating to this versus just one person determining who should allow, you know, for appearances in front of town council. That would be my recommendation.
okay.
Yes.
And then I have a limit on the number or the amount of time for if someone is doing a presentation under appearances. I have it limited to 10 minutes. A lot of times when people do a presentation, they say, how long do we have? We've never
Right.
determined that.
Exactly,
And
yes.
I think like 10 minutes, and then if the council has questions or there's discussion, it may go longer
Yeah.
than that. But then, the actual presentation may be limited to the 10 minutes. And then I have, and this kind of goes along with what was down at the bottom under donations, that presentations to the town council may not include requests for donations. Again, I also did talk to the county about this. They also do not do these requests. So if you want to just for a minute skip down to the bottom regarding the donations, one of the things I talked about was creating a kind of like a committee, whether it be our finance officer, myself, it could be another staff member, if one or two council members want to also sit in on that committee, where if anyone is requesting a donation by the council, it's an application process that they do. So then we would look at, you know, good standing with the state, their 501c3 status, those kinds of things before, and then it would be a recommendation to the council. So,
I like what the county does, and you're copying it, you're modeling them, right?
right,
You don't come in and catch us cold.
right.
We all have in front of us a chance prior to the night to review.
Okay.
Sandy, I think I sent you a copy of a county.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this is kind of tight, yeah.
Yeah, but the idea is, yeah, it is tied into it.
Yeah.
But the idea is, don't catch us off guard. Let us review it, a committee review it, so when we walk into the meeting, we've had a chance to discuss it and talk about it, rather than just, hey, I want $300.
Is this something we can post on the town website with the form for them to fill out?
Yeah, so, and again, I talked to the county. The county does have this similar process, however, theirs is more of a grant. So they may be giving $25,000 for somebody who needs a new roof, you know. We are not that advanced. So I put in here that we can accept applications. One of the things, again, the county does, they, like, the end of the year or January 31st, they get the applications. That's what helps them build their budget for those donations. So I put that in there as well. If for some reason we were to get kind of an off the, you know, middle of June, someone requests, then we could still do that through the committee, if there would be any funds left, so,
Miles, yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sandy, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's prudent and it's kind of quite common as far as, and I think we used to do it as far as just, and then again, over time, but having a budgeted line item associated with donations. But in that, and more discussion after tonight, relating back to the committee and during the budget process about criteria for that. So I think it's really important as it relates to spending funds to make certain there's strict alliance relating to what we would support, relating to the community, the benefit to the community, and what it brings to the town, economics, usually it's, economic as well. So I think that dialogue can happen, at the budget time to kind of, again, so it's not just all as council meetings come up, and just to have a really thoughtful, conversation amongst all of us about what makes the most sense for us, what should the budget be, and it'd just be a much more thoughtful process.
And I spoke with our finance officer about it, and we're happy to sit down and come up with a process, come up with the application, and bring it back to the council for you to look at. If there's any additional items you want included in, on the application, or as far as the process and requirements, we can do that as well.
Yeah.
If we're going to put a targeted date of January 1st to submit, can we move on that fairly quickly to get it posted in December on the website
Yep.
and publicize that?
Yeah.
I think that's important to give people, some planning, and it's going to be even a narrow window for that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
If you go online, I think I sent a couple copies to people. If you go online, there are hundreds of examples, one-page documents. Fred, I think I sent you a couple,
Yeah.
Sandy, a couple. And in page 3 of the county application, and the reason we're just doing this for a statue we're building now, there's just one page briefly. It can be filled out in a matter of minutes, but would help us. Organization, what's your purpose, what are your goals, yada, yada, yada. And then 5 of us could look at, bingo, let's put that in this pile and this pile. Simple, clean, and there are hundreds of examples on the internet. Towns all over America have done this.
That's good.
This is good. Good job.
And then the materials, I'm moving back up to the top. All the materials, so if someone is under appearances, all their materials need to be to the town clerk by Thursday at noon, but prior to the meeting, and that includes all their handouts, flyers, letters. And then PowerPoint presentations, we will not accept those the night of the meetings. That puts the people at QACTV, I think, in, I hate to come in here and just give them something without them knowing, so. And then any promotion of events, programs, that will be heard under citizen comments, instead of doing, under appearances. So, that's the.
It's a good plan, good job. Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
Need a motion to approve Resolution 16-2025
You-
with the
if-
changes
As amended, yes, and I'll make those changes on that first
Carolyn
one.
had made.
Motion to approve with changes.
Second?
Aye.
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 Approved. All right, next, move on to reports of boards and commission. Maryland Municipal League. Oh, that's Ashley, that's right, she's not here, never mind.
Skip.
Council of Governments, I forgot my notes as usual. Carolyn, do you have any? We can wait till next meeting.
I don't have any, I think I wrote on the,
Yeah, I wrote in my book and left it in my other car, so we can always, economic development,
I brought my notes, so I'll have a couple of things to report.
okay.
I had the pleasure to meet with Gay Adams, our town clerk, and we had an extensive meeting to talk about reestablishing CETA, which is an organization for Centreville Economic Development Authority that was established, I believe, originally either in 2013 or 2014. And it consists of a board of 7 members. And I'll kind of break this down a little bit because we need to reestablish all the new membership from that because it's essentially been inactive for the last 5-6 years. The prior board, Ms. Gay was good enough to share with me several documents that they prepared with lots of plans, projections, and some strategy, all of which I haven't worked through all of this yet. I fell asleep a couple times.
I'm
but
surprised.
But there's a lot of good information in here. I think some of it could still be very, very relevant, even though it's 10, 12 years old, some of it. But we do need to reestablish the actual committee. We need 7 members. One that would include the Main Street manager, 1 representative from the real estate sector, 3 resident citizens with experience in economic development, and 2 brick and mortar business owners. They don't have to reside in town, but their business will need to be in town. So I'm putting that out because we currently have 5 applicants that have come in, one that was several years ago, the others in the last year that have expressed interest. So I have those applicants in a file, but we need, before we start doing interviews, we need to solicit additional folks for that. And so we have a process with integrity as we're going through that interview process. So I think we need to advertise for that either in the paper or certainly through our website with some of the credentials that we're looking for about either real estate, business owner, in residence, that kind of thing. Unfortunately, because of these great plans that have been documented, once the board is reassembled again, we'll need to update this with a strategy going forward. But it's a great roadmap for moving forward in that direction. What would be helpful, and I just want to ask an open question, if we either have or how easily we could construct a database of the current businesses and the key contacts within those businesses within our community. Because that can give me something to work from to go out and proactively seek out business owners that may be appropriate and have a good distribution across different industries. You know, pharmacy, you know, auto parts store, just to have a good representation that way. But is that
I'm going to refer to Ms. Adams.
Yes, on December 10th, at the Department of Housing and
Department of
Development.
Housing and Community Development.
Community Development is going to be here in Centreville. We are going to be doing our booms tracker, where we have these 7 groups of 2, and each group will have a member of the town, and we're inputting all the businesses into a database. It will include lots of information, but for the purpose of the 10th, every business in Centreville Main Street, so every business will be entered on December 10th. So it will be populated online that day.
okay?
So I will be sending out invitations to have council, whoever can help with that process.
And we can also, we also have a list, I don't know how broken down it is off the top of my head, but I know we have a list of businesses in town. I think some of them may be mixed in with what's in the county, so we may just have to go through, but we can get that list.
Okay.
With this software, if I may, the software is going to be pretty powerful, I think, for the town, because we haven't had, just kind of at your fingertips, I believe, just that information that's important, Fred, to
Right.
kind of know, the businesses, properties in the town. Right, and I know you're probably going to speak more about it, maybe, so I won't,
That's okay.
steal your thunder on that one, but it's going to be, I think, a great resource, Fred, as it relates to getting a good composition, on your committee.
I think it's really critical, because we're only going to be as good as the members on that and the ideas and the feedback we can get from them. I also want to learn since CEDA has been inactive for 6 years or so, how much coordination we've had with the county economic development. And if there's been any ongoing activities or projects that we've worked in concert with them, or if that's something I need to reach out and generate those relationships with the county. So.
We have been doing some of that,
Okay.
some collaboration, some good things are coming about from that, so.
Okay, I'll follow up with you again on that, so anyway, I think that'll be an important element for us, and then that will be balanced with our EDU limitations on what businesses would qualify for that and what their EDU demand is gonna be. So that'll be part of our strategy also for economic development. So, that's all I have on that.
Thank you. Parks Advisory Board.
Thank you, Jeff. Thought we'd talk trees today, okay? You notice, right, and Sandy, you can jump in whenever you want, okay? As you know, right along here in Lawyers Road, they've done a wonderful job with the holiday trees. Every time you drive by, I start singing Jingle Bells, all right? So they did a great job. Let's talk about some tree planting. We're gonna do it with some pictures here in a minute, but first of all, we planted over 14 trees on Lawyers Row, Commerce Street in front of the Ashley's Realty, Watson Road, and Pennsylvania Avenue. The trees were provided by Shore Rivers through their Tree to the Shore program. It's a great job. And I talked to some people, a lot of people don't know where Watson, if you live in Symphony Village, they don't know where Watson Road is, so I thought we'd take a visual tour if we can, if you join me. Remember, what did Confucius say? If I hear, I forget. If I see, I remember. If I do, I learn. So we're gonna do some seeing, okay? Let's start in the very beginning. We're on Pennsylvania Avenue here. And Sandy, feel free to jump in if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go back to Pennsylvania Avenue. That's Lawyers Row. Keep going back. First one is Pennsylvania Ave, if we can. If not, we can wing it. Okay. That's Watson Road, I think. There we go. Back on, there you go. One more back. There's Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, we're going to show you the whole row. It's really, they did a great job. Everybody who planted them, the trees themselves, just a delight to walk up the road. I can't imagine in 5 and 10 years how it's going to look, but great job. Sandy, you and the committee, great job. If we can go to the next one, please.
What kind of trees are these?
Ask Sandy. They're brown ones, Fred. I don't know. What do you mean? I make pencils out of them, Fred.
They're
Brown
but they're native
Why am I
trees.
talking to you?
I know.
But they're native trees, so Shore River only plants native trees to the region. And I can't remember specifically. I don't
They
have
are
that
on
with
our
me.
tree board list.
Yeah,
They are on our
That's
tree list for
correct,
Centerville,
yeah.
yeah.
Red and brown.
I have a
That's all I know.
question. Did we put sleeves in the ground before we
Yes.
planted
Oh, they're gonna,
trees?
beautiful. Let's go back to
Thank
the,
you.
can I go back to the first picture? These are gonna be watered, maintained, everything's done, they've done a super job. So, to answer your question, yes, Jeff, okay, they're gonna,
But in 10 years.
No, they all have root barriers.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
They all have root barriers.
That's the only reason I'm asking, because we have some
Good question.
sidewalks that,
I know, good question.
yes.
Pennsylvania Ave, next one, please. Pennsylvania Ave, and again, you can kind of, bad photographer, my apologies, but that's a whole row of trees. I think there's 7 trees there. Next slide, please. And again, another view of Pennsylvania. That's a better shot of it. You can actually see the trees. Goes all the way down. It looks really good, very impressive. Next one, please. Okay, now we're right here at Lawyers Row. That's what an individual tree looks like. But if you look up the whole road, next one, please. You get a, again, bad photography, but get the idea of the spacing and how well they're prepared, okay? Next one, please. Now we're out at Watson Road, okay? And again, coming down the hill off of Watson Road, all of a sudden, it just looks really good over to your right. And again, they've done a nice job, and it looks good. Next one, please. Again, there's a better view of all of them lined up on Watson Road. It's gonna be very attractive. It already is attractive, but it's gonna make it much more so. And next one, please. Is there a next one? That's it? Okay, good.
Done.
Okay, and I'll end up real quick. Mike Whitehill and I met. We're starting a little, in between the big park board meetings, he and I scratched some ideas out. I'm particularly interested because I ride a bike and walk a lot, like the idea in the comprehensive plan. There's an idea of a beltway basically around the town of Centreville. It's feasible if we do it in small steps based on budget, et cetera. But we're gonna go through the park board and make presentations to you over the next year anyway. Little steps we can start doing. It costs a minimal amount of money, what are doable. So one day, long after I'm in happy land, you'll be able to do a big circle around Centreville walking or biking. It can be done, it can be done. And the last one, my favorite, Carolyn and I laughed about this. I was promised several years ago there'd be a dog park in Centreville. No, but we can do it. We have the land and we can think about it and make Mrs. McNeil happy. All right, I'm finished. Okay.
Next is planning commission.
Yeah, no, and anything I would say about
I'm
the
done.
trees,
Okay.
yeah, just real quick, because, it was a great project, and I was happy to spearhead it. And another one, too, is it was a real collaborative effort, and Public Works and Kip's team helping out with that. He was really great, especially on Pennsylvania Avenue. That whole area had to be prepped, cleaned up, rocks and all this stuff taken out. And so it was really collaborative from that. So I really just wanted to call that out as well. And working, and Unity actually planted the trees. They did a wonderful job. I was out there watching them, seeing how hard they were working to get those trees put in. And those root barriers, because I knew about those root barriers, and I knew it was very important. So as far as doing those root barriers in town.
Yep.
And we kind of came back and had to do some more. But again, it was a great project. And I think a key thing is to do it again next year. This is a 3-year grant with Shore Rivers, and we should take the opportunity to do it. And then hopefully in the spring, one thing too that we couldn't do yet was relating to the land as you come in on Commerce near the mill stream. We don't own that land yet, but we will own it soon, at the beginning of next year, hopefully. And we'll plant probably about 10 trees out there. And Shore Rivers was totally open to that. Whenever you're ready, we'll do it.
You're
So-
talking about the piece of property that we bought from the state, correct?
That's correct, and we just
We've
don't
not
have the
bought
deed.
yet, but.
Not yet.
Not done,
Well,
right,
yeah.
right, you're right, that's the
Soon.
piece, in which there'll be a
Hopefully.
lot of, and there'll be a lot of improvements over
Yes.
that, over several years, coming from the Parks Advisory Board as well. But that's kind of the start of doing, at least getting some trees planted there. So, and then we'll look and collaborate as far as where else can we put trees in our town, because they add a tremendous benefit, shade, et cetera, absorption of water. We're having more rainstorms, so anyway, so thanks for highlighting it, Fred, I
Good
appreciate
job,
it.
good job.
So back to me, right?
Planning commission.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Planning Commission, so that was last night, and probably two main things that were spoken about was the Centerville Business Park. There were architectural elevations that were brought to the meeting, and a lot more work needs to be done, I'll pretty much say that. They just didn't have enough detail, and supportive, the planning commission's supportive of this project, because we know the business it brings as far as employment, but there just needs to be a lot more detail in the elevations and what they're doing, and et cetera. So more to come on that. And then the proposed zoning text amendment to permit shopping center signage. That's been discussed for a bit of time over the last few meetings, and Sharon was very instrumental in that and trying to get this together, and a team effort on that. And I think it's in pretty good shape now. It was discussed last night, and I think it'll be coming to the town council to look at that, over the next month or so, so we can get moving forward with that, because that's important as it relates to shopping center, what signage can be done, so it all kind of ties together. So, and they can do that, because there wasn't massive changes last night, because it had pretty much been worked through quite a bit. And those were the two main things at the meeting last night.
Thank you.
The discussion or the presentation about the new business park, did they define what kind of businesses or the scale of the businesses that they're proposing?
Yeah, they have, as far as just, I think they have certain people who want to be in there, and as far as, I don't know, is this public knowledge about certain?
Yeah, they have,
let you-
they have talked about it in public.
Okay,
I believe we know there will be another auto parts store there. Dairy Queen, Jersey Mike's, trying to remember.
that's it. There was
Verizon.
Verizon, yes. We do have a list. They gave us when they were asking for allocations.
Yeah.
I just can't remember off the top of my head the other
That's
ones.
it. I don't think there's anything more yet.
Sushi
Oh,
place.
sushi.
And Lino's Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I heard. I don't know how true it is.
Or, pizza place.
No,
Lead, yeah,
Lino's.
Okay, yeah, from EDUs.
yeah.
Right.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
All right. That it? Thank you. Reports of department heads, town manager.
I have a couple things. We were contacted this week by the Queen Anne's County Historical Society to submit a letter of support. They're submitting a grant to the Eastern Shore Heritage, Inc., Stories of the Chesapeake Heritage Area, for a grant to implement a program, it's called Centreville Speaks. So it's basically I'll just read what they have here, that's probably easier.
Yeah.
We'll establish a high-quality interactive walking and audio tour connecting our most significant cultural and historic sites, including Wright's Chance, Tucker House, Courthouse Green, Captain's Houses, Millstream Trail, and Centreville Wharf. So it helps support the town's goals for increased heritage tourism, public engagement, and economic vitality along our historic Main Street and surrounding commercial areas. So they are requesting a letter of support from the town council for that. And I did write up a letter, and I think it is a copy of it is in your packet. So if the council is, I think I just need a consensus, if everybody's okay with.
Everybody okay with?
Yeah, just some
supporting it?
comments. I think this is excellent. I think it's really important to support this type of activity for, heritage tourism, because it brings people to our town. And as you build that, it's a place, as far as back to our signage associated with the Heritage Trail, I think it can be a real, just one thing that the town can advertise as well, associated with the heritage and the history that we have here. So I think this is really excellent, and I'm excited about this coming and being able to do this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Ms. Adams has the originals for signature after the meeting. We also received a request from the Queen Anne's County Veterans Committee for a letter of support. They are, and Councilmember McNeil, you may want to talk more about this, but they are, it is the Queen Anne's County United States Colored Troops Memorial Statue that they are proposing to erect, I believe it's at the Kennard African American Heritage Cultural
Yeah.
Center. Thank you. So this is in support of the actual statue. So it's a letter that's in your packet too, if the council is in agreement on that.
Real quickly, 400 to 600 African Americans left Queen Anne's County during the Civil War. This, our county, half free, half slave. They left from Queenstown. Now, we've put a plaque in front of the Kennard Cultural Center already, just a very small plaque, and we're proposing a statue which will be 6 foot high with a 3 foot base. But this will become an attraction to the cultural center and a thank you to the men, it was men at that time, who fought in the war. Many of them died, and then many of them came back and became part of our community. It's just a way of saying thank you. It's long overdue. We've never done this. And so we're asking your support for that.
I'm very much in support of the concept. This may not be open for discussion. I'm concerned about the budget for it and what their fundraising ability is, because it's so difficult for any kind of nonprofit to go out and get donations, and it's a huge.
Good question.
It's
We
a
have
big number.
we have a 12-member committee who meets every Monday after our general meetings. And they've decided on the location. They have a great plan. They've already raised $50,000, and they're off and running, all right? We're just doing a great job of reaching out to the community, and we're gonna make our goal. They said we couldn't do the plaque, we did it. They said we can't do the statue, we're gonna do it.
I saw that it was hopeful to be installed by June or July of this next year. If you don't have the funding, will that not obviously happen?
Fred, I think realistically, it's a 2-year project.
Okay.
Okay, goals are nice. I think it's gonna take 2 years.
Okay.
Just to get the thing built, if nothing else.
Yeah.
They went out and looked at the site at the Kennard Building yesterday. They picked that. Remember, everything's done by a vote. There's 50 or 60 people that are with us on Monday. The committee presents to them, yea or nay. And if they accept the exact, Kennard has agreed to put it there. We picked the spot. Kennard Cultural Center's here, that field behind it, and we put there. As you drive into the Kennard area, you'll see it. Everybody will see it.
I think it's a great concept, long overdue, and very much in support of it.
Thank you.
Yep, agreed.
All right, everybody support.
We also have that letter for you to sign. One other item that I am requesting consensus on is, as the council knows, I don't know if our newest council members know this, when town staff are applying for grants, we come to the council to request authorization to apply for those grants. So we found out about a grant through the Maryland Energy Administration. It's called Local Government Energy Modernization. I can never say that right. LGEM. And basically, we are requesting funding to complete a energy audit, a feasibility study, energy modeling activities through this grant for our new wastewater treatment plant. So right now, we're in the design phase of the treatment plant. So we actually had a meeting this morning. As part of the design phase, Whitman Reckhart has electrical engineers, so they would do the audit for us, and that cost would be covered by this grant. We don't have the actual amount yet. The least amount we can apply for is $50,000. The highest we can apply for is $300,000. We're just waiting for the consultant to get back to us on the pricing of that, and we can update the council at the next meeting what that amount is. But then the plan is, if we do this, we get the energy audit, we find out, whether it's changes to the building that would make it more efficient, or at the actual processing, those different, whether it's solar. And then our plan is you can also apply for a grant through Maryland Energy Administration to actually implement those, what comes out of this study. So our plan is to do the study now. We're in the design phase, and then we would go, once basically we're in the construction phase, we would then apply again to implement those strategies. So
If the design changes from now to before we start construction, will that grant still apply for a change in design? Or are we committed to the current
I think what's gonna come out are probably recommendations of items that would make our wastewater treatment plant more efficient. And if the design phase were to, I don't think so. I think our design is gonna be what our design is, and that these items, because the electrical engineer is working on the design at the same time he's doing these, so I don't know that there'll be a lot of changes between, or there would be any changes to that.
So can I ask, so this audit, so it won't be, it'll be included in what we do at the plant, right?
It will be an additional cost to do that, which is what this grant would cover. Yes.
Right, understood.
Yeah.
So as far as just whatever comes out of the audit, and then there's funding opportunities, as you've talked about, but it's still within the window to incorporate that, okay, into the redesign of the new plant. Okay, that's all.
Right,
I just
yes.
want to make certain I
So
understood
this
that
is
clearly.
the electrical engineer, we're in the design phase now, so they will do this audit, and then those will be implemented into their designs.
Right.
That would then be used for construction. Yeah, and then we would go again for a grant to get what those items were identified as, whether it's, could just be you need more solar, or,
Yeah, whatever they recommend. or
right,
come
whatever
from study.
the recommendations are, then we would go for a grant to help cover those. So we know that our plan is gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of electrical use, high electric use for this
Yeah.
new plant. So we're trying to figure out ways to reduce that.
For sure, yeah. No, I think this is
that
great.
footprint,
I'm
yeah.
glad you're bringing this forth. I think it's really, really good from a sustainability issue, and also lower cost for the town.
Right.
And energy costs.
Right.
So wherever we can be more efficient, it'll be less costly for the town. So I'm glad you're kind of bringing this forth and doing this, because I think it's just, the more sustainability we can do in anything we do, the better it is for everybody. So thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. And we are working with Maryland Environmental Service. They are actually assisting us in preparing the grant. They do this with other, and it kind of helps strengthen the application and the competitiveness of our application. There is a cost for them to do that, which is included in the grant. If we don't get the grant, they don't get paid. So it's just included in, they put in whatever that cost would be in the grant. So there is a potential for cost share up to 10%, but it depends on how much we're asking and the structure of that. So we don't know what that percentage will be, no more than 10%. So, and then we would, staff's going to confirm the exact requirement from Maryland Energy Administration before we submit the grant. So we can tell the grant is due on December 5th. So we can have a report to the council on the 4th about what that percentage is
Thank you.
and what the cost would be that we're applying for.
Right, more details, yeah.
Right.
Is that all?
One, okay?
I think,
I
Councilman.
just, not on that subject, but on the previous topic of letters, there was another request for a letter of support that came in, but I think it came in after I received the email today, so it probably did not get into our agenda. It was about wanting to do a traffic study out on 213. So if that's not on the agenda, we may or not. They're not asking for money, they're just asking for a letter of support for the state to do a traffic study.
The letter didn't come in time.
No, I don't know that I got that email.
Yeah, we
I'd
got
have to go back
emails
and
this
look.
afternoon, right, Fred?
Sometime today,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I
That's
can
fine.
look at that and I can,
Discuss at the next
yeah,
meeting?
we can discuss at the next meeting. And then I just have a couple other little things I just wanted to note. December 9th, staff will hold a kickoff meeting to begin discussing the FY 20,
Yeah.
why am I having such a hard time?
Fiscal year.
Thanksgiving.
Wait, we're in 25, right? 26? No, FY 27. I was right.
27.
Okay,
Okay, you're
27.
right.
Oh, man, it's been a long day. So we'll start that on December 9th. Karen is not here, but she wanted me to pass on that the audit has been completed, and there were no issues. The financial statements have been filed with the state.
Oh, great.
And then she's going to forward the PDF of the audit to the council for you.
Yeah.
And sorry, just a question, and the auditors will come as they have in prior years?
So the auditor will be here virtually will be here on January 8th.
Okay, so next year.
To go over it and then answer any questions that
great.
the council may have. And then since the state highway / Ashley property was brought up, I can give a quick update on that. We've been working with State Highway, Sharon has been working with State Highway on the deed. Because there is a mitigation area on the property, the language had to go in from Army Corps of Engineer. So that has basically taken the majority of the last year, I'm going to say, of.
It's been a while.
Yes. So the plan is the January Board of Public Works meeting with the state, this will be sent to that for review. That takes, they said, about 90 days. And then once we get that back, then we would prepare to go to settlement for that. And I don't know if our new council members
Long
know
time
that
coming.
the cost of that, purchasing that property, we received program open space money from the county to purchase that. So there's no funds coming from the town that are going.
A larger property is that?
7 acres?
So, yeah, it's like 7.5 acres.
It's across from the red zone.
Yeah, across from Red Zone.
Okay.
Mill Street.
Oh, yeah, there, okay.
Yeah, it was a property State Highway bought as part of, I think, the overpass as well
Yes.
as the bridge
Yes.
replacements.
Yes.
That a mitigation area that they
Yeah.
purchased. So, yeah, that's the update on that, and that's all I have.
Chief of Police.
Good evening, everybody. So, thank you for allowing me to present to you this evening the department's overview for the month of October 2025. I don't know that I can make this as interesting as trees and wastewater treatment plants, but I'll certainly try. Well, if you draw your attention to the form at the top right where the green highlight is, these are the comparisons between September and October of this year. I know that actually it was the first meeting, I had talked about the September's review. We mentioned that there were 0 arrests in September. However, in October, there were 7 arrests. They were all criminal arrests, adult arrests. 2 of those were on via arrest, and 5 were as a result of a criminal summons and/or warrant that was served. No juvenile arrests were completed. Traffic citations were slightly up by 1 to the tune of 22 issued. Motor vehicle warnings were up to 168, and safety repair orders were up as well to 30. 1 parking citation was issued, and our incidents fell by about 8. So it was down to 652. In those traffic enforcements, there was a couple motor vehicle inspections that were completed, and then a DWI that was completed as well. Our red speed automated speed enforcement cameras issued a combined total of 44 speed limit violation citations for the month of October. Now, that number is low. I anticipate that to go up by at least a third. We've been down a speed camera on Watson Road for probably 6 to 7 months. So there was no violations taken by that camera. So we anticipate those numbers to increase. Under the complaints and incidents section, you'll see we had the 652 calls, and a sample of those incidents are following. 3 domestic assaults, 1 theft of a motor vehicle, which we recovered within the same week. And there were 3 canine scans. Now, that number's a little low because we're down to 1 canine team at the moment. We're starting another team, so we'll be back up to 2. But that one K-9 team was in training quite a bit in the month of October and off on vacation as well, so those numbers are a little low.
Canines get vacations?
We try to give as many as we can, but, yeah, the K-9s need them too. So, we did have one sexual assault that we investigated, 4 assist other agencies, 5 911 hangups, 13 check welfares, 4 thefts, 2 frauds, 9 traffic accidents, and the 321 business and residential patrol checks, which probably out of those 321, maybe 20 were actually called in by residents or business for us to do. The rest were proactively done by our agency. And we had 7 keep the pieces. Under the special assignments section, a lot of that had been discussed previously with council in other meetings. I'll try to touch on ones that maybe weren't. So under special assignments, if you look at the second billet, there's instructor training. It says 2 officers there. So I think I mentioned to the council once before that my intent was to have our officers all trained as instructors within our agency. So we don't have to rely on outside entities to train our officers. We can do it all in-house. So at this point, every single certified officer in our agency is trained as a certified instructor, which means academically they can teach everything except for maybe a specialized item like EVOC or firearms or something like that. But academically, they can teach like CPR, AED, different things like that. We have 1 officer that we have signed up, and that would be our last officer to go. So we're doing well in that aspect. Field training, officer training, we sent 2 of our officers to field training officer school. Basically, it allows them the opportunity to, we get any new officers, whether they are from the academy or they lateral from another agency, they still have to go through a period of field training, getting acclimated to our town, our policies, our municipal laws, et cetera. This training allows our officers to do that, to train the other ones. And at this point, we have, I think, 4 or 5 total officers that are certified to field training, so. And Mid-Atlantic Association of Law Enforcement Conference in Pennsylvania says we sent 1 officer. That was a conference for women in policing. It talks about boosting the concept, the background, talks about issues that women face in this profession. We sent one of our female officers there for, I think it was a 5-day conference. Brought back a lot of interesting information, things that we can use in our agency to help with those types of situations when it comes to female in law enforcement. Firearms conversion training, I hadn't talked about that, but basically we had changed over to a new weapon system, a new sidearm within our agency, and with that we had to obviously train all the officers on the new weapon system, so that took place over the last month. I think I discussed the fraud prevention seminar in Symphony Village. We had the opportunity to meet with several of the members at Symphony Village, give them a PowerPoint presentation, give a Q&A session, and when it concerns to scams, frauds that we've recently seen in our area. I think we discussed the majority of these on here. I think that's it, unless the council has any questions for me on the review or outside the review. I did want to make a comment that, you know, we are prepping for the upcoming holiday parade, December 5th. And I think it'll kick off at 6:30, I believe is the right time. And we're looking forward to that. So I know DPW, the police department, all of town staff are prepping for that, and it should be a good turnout, good time. So.
And Chief will be leading the parade again this year?
I hope to be, yes. We'll have a few changes in our lineups as far as like street closures and things of that, just to help mitigate any traffic issues that we had last year. So, but we're going to work, I think I have a meeting with DPW Tuesday or Wednesday of next week to discuss those issues, so.
One question. I know there's been a lot of or previous discussion, and your department's been involved at some of the grocery stores with some of the theft. And I know there's apparently a limit of what you can do with the youth, but I had a conversation with one of the store managers, and they had a woman that came in with her 8-year-old child and had 2 shopping carts jammed full of steaks, lobsters, all kind of stuff, and they wheeled it to their car. She caught them, and brought her back in, and apparently she didn't charge, but I don't know why, because she ran everything through the cash register to get the value, $1,700 worth of stuff.
Wow.
She was trying to steal in front of her little daughter. Is there anything is it incumbent upon the store manager to call to arrest someone like that, or what would be the protocol to address that kind of issue?
I mean, far be it for me to tell them how they want to, act on their behalf. I would suggest that they contact our agency, simply because even if they don't go about charging them, at least we have the idea and we know who's involved. Because it might not be that they just tried that at that store. It might be a possible suspect at another store, maybe not even in town, but maybe out in the county. And if we have their information and we can even get a picture of them, we can share it with allied agencies, and it may help, close out some of their cases as well. So I typically tell everybody to call us regardless. I mean, that's what we're here for. So even if it's not a matter of charging, it's a matter of sharing the information. Because if she's done it there, most likely, possibly she's probably done it somewhere else.
I'm sure.
I mean, at the tune of $1,700 is quite a high grocery bill.
Yeah,
So,
steak and lobster.
hey, I
Good
wish I could eat
taste, you
that
had
good.
good taste, Fred, right?
Right,
Hey,
expensive taste.
If I can,
Yes, sir.
2 thank yous. You told me soon on Chesterfield Ave. You want to describe the camera, not the camera, but the sign.
Speed trailer.
Maybe describe to everybody. That's coming in the next week or so. Slow down traffic, we hope.
Yes, so after speaking with you on a few different occasions and some of the neighbors in your area on Chesterfield Avenue, we determined that there might be a need for our speed trailer to be deployed in your area, simply to gather data to verify the information which we receive from yourself and your neighbors as to maybe there is possibly a speed problem, and the trailer will identify that and provide the data to us to allow us to kind of say, okay, is it just something that they're perceiving to be a problem, or is it an actual problem? So, yes, I'm hoping, Monday's a very busy day for us, but I'm hoping to get it deployed Monday. If not, it will be Tuesday.
Thank you.
So,
The second thank you, Carolyn, make sure I'm thanking the right person. Our derelict card, was not the chief involved in issuing the letter, is that correct?
The police department does,
Yeah,
yes.
well, thank you. We had a derelict card, we don't have to go into it. You followed up on it.
Okay.
And immediately, thanks to Carolyn and you, the guy's gonna move the car, correct? So thank you. Okay, and can I just follow up on Fred's thing? Acme's got a problem, and I think it's a community problem. It's Acme's problem, it's the school board's problem. I think we all have to work together, and the school board and the new superintendent, I think, has agreed that he would sit down with the appropriate officials and discuss what can we do as a community, because theft, throwing items around has become a bit of an issue. And
Sure.
so hopefully we can, again, following up with Fred, we need to work on that, because we don't want kids walking over and making it so. The sheriff's mother was hit with an item thrown. Theft is, besides the $1,700, so Donna Benton is facing a daily problem with kids going over from the high school predominantly and the middle school. It's her problem, but we, as a community, I think we need to deal with it, and I hope in the future we can discuss it.
yeah, this is not a new problem. This has been discussed for several years.
We've had discussions with,
Sure. Previous superintendents, previous chiefs of police, but prior to me, et cetera. I mean, I've been here for approximately 18 years patrolling this town, and I mean, I know for the last 6 or 7, it's been an issue at least.
I don't think it's anybody's fault, I think it just has to stop.
Sure, no, absolutely. Now, I can say that the manager of Acme has been offered several options as to how she can proceed and probably curb or mitigate the issues that she deems or thinks she's having. And I don't know that she's followed all the options that were available to her, but I would love to have a sit-down with whomever is available to discuss the options
We're
again.
working through Carolyn, and we can arrange something. I think the superintendent's willing to talk about things. Donna
Sure.
Benton certainly will talk about things, and I know you will.
Sure, absolutely.
But
No,
let's we need to stop this. You can't be, I've been going over there the last 2 afternoons at 2:30. There's an influx of kids. It's okay. It's what children do. They get the coffee. 99% of them buy what they have to buy and get the heck out of there. There's just 1% of them that are making, it's not good for the community.
Sure, no, absolutely.
Has to stop.
And one of the things that we've tried to do to help mitigate those issues is, we try to provide whatever patrol officers available at the time and patrol through the shopping center, park out front, be visible, be seen,
We
et
talked the
cetera.
last time. You had a terrific officer that he and I talked one day.
I think maybe it has helped somewhat, but I mean, obviously, it's not gonna curb all of it,
No,
so.
well, we need to get on it, I think.
Is that all?
Unless you have something for me.
Thank you.
Any questions for the chief?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is town clerk.
I usually wait,
Oh,
I'm
hold on,
usually
hold on.
after Kip.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Director of Public Works is first. He has nothing now. It's town clerk. I'm sorry, I skipped somebody. Sorry, Kip.
As Fred mentioned, I had a briefing with Fred in regards to CETA. I overwhelmed him, gave him a lot of information, but told him I'm happy to help in any way I can. There, we do have great collaborations with the county and with the Historic Society. So I'm really happy about this audio walk. That's exciting to hear. That'll help a lot with CETA and some of the recommendations of things with the town. So that's good. Just a reminder, Thanksgiving, our offices are closed the 27th and 28th. December 3rd is the tree lighting. It starts at 6. We have a children's craft, baked goods, hot chocolate, and 2 choirs. So we hope everyone will come. We will light the tree officially at 6:30. And Hammond Smith Lighting is sponsoring the tree. Our December 5th is our holiday parade. We are full. We are full.
Oh, great.
So it's very exciting.
How many places, how many does that include?
We have, right now we have, not including your 2 extra ones. So that puts us at 88.
And I think 90.
90 is the cap.
90 is the cap.
How many were last year? You remember?
70.
70s?
70s,
Yeah.
yeah.
Quite a few more.
Last year. Yeah,
So-
used to be. Then we put a cap on it. When I think it was my first year, we had a 4 3-hour parade, and then
Yeah.
everybody complained.
Yes.
So then we put a cap on. I was excited, but
Yeah.
yeah, the front was hitting the back.
Yeah.
And that was before we changed the direction of
Yeah.
the.
So, yeah, I can't wait. It's my favorite time of year. December 10th, our Booms Tracker Walk, and I want to talk correctly about this. This is December 10th, again, with DHCD. They'll start at 10 a.m. Their visit will conclude at 2 p.m. We're going to meet at Wright's Chance on Commerce Street in the morning. At 10 a.m. They'll have a project, screen, and laptop will all be set up downstairs for training. And then I need 7 volunteers from the town. I need 7 people to help us, 1 person with each group of 2. Everything is going to be entered electronically via their phone into the Booms Tracker. Should we run into any hiccups, we will have clipboards that we will have with us just in case, so we don't miss any information. Each group will have printed maps of their section that they're doing. We will have lunch. We will meet at Uno Mas between 12:15 and 12:30 after the Booms data collection. So we'll meet there for lunch, and it'll end at 2 o'clock, so everybody can get a chance to go home. We do have several members coming from all over the state: Ocean City, Cambridge, Easton, Berlin, Pocomoke, Rock Hall, Towson, Ellicott City, Princess Anne, Leonardtown, Salisbury, and Chestertown. So they'll all be in our town. So it's like David Noonan from Ocean City. He's the town manager, right? No, Main Street person, I'm not sure.
I think Main Street.
Yeah.
Yes, Ivy Wells from Berlin. So these are all Main Street managers from different towns. They're training on the Booms Tracker with our town. They're filling it in for us so they can learn.
Oh, okay.
So we got lucky. We are
That's great.
we are the guinea pig for the event. This will be a great event. The information provided will instantly be able to show us residents in town, vacancies, businesses, whether they're currently full or vacant. So, and there's a whole bunch of other information that's, don't want to go into right now. Is 24 points of things we can put in there. It's going to be a huge value
Right.
for us, and I'm looking forward to having that on the 10th. It's a pretty big deal
Yeah.
to have it here.
That's great. That's really great that you have that participation from other towns. It's such a collaborative process
Yes.
for people to get to know one another, share ideas, what they do. That's really wonderful to have that in the town. Congratulations for getting that, pulling that together.
We're really, really excited about it. And then, again, December 24th and 25th, town offices are closed.
Right.
And that is all I have.
Okay.
That's it. All right, we're going to move into the second citizens forum. Since they're required to keep their comments to 3 minutes, anybody would like to speak? Sure. I got, you
can sit right
can sit here, she can sit, yeah.
You can sit right
down.
there.
Yeah, yeah. You can bring-
So, because for last 2 years, the Queen Anne's County Arts Council has come to you and asked for support to help them launch this community-wide event, Rocking the Porch, and you've been very generous, and we've deeply appreciated it. We frankly couldn't have done it without you. And we plan on trying to do events that are not just centric to the Arts Council building, but move out into the community. I just want to make sure I understood what you proposed tonight, what you passed, which is that, are you saying that now, by January 31st, we need to, if we are asking for any funding, we need to put in a proposal by then to your committee, and then if we want to come, because this may not be the only event that we ever want to do something community-wide, who knows? And then we can just come and like give a presentation that isn't connected to asking for funds. Is that, did I understand
Right, you
correctly?
could come in, basically, during citizen comment, you could come in and promote the event
Okay.
that you're having, give details, that kind of thing, yes.
Okay, so that's
Yes.
a new thing. The other thing I want to say is, let's not leave out Food Lion. One of the people who's on our board of directors at the Arts Council is the manager at Food Lion. People come in there and steal $2,000 worth of food. This is bigger than just Acme in the community, so I love that everybody was talking about it tonight, since, I know people personally, and they're like getting assaulted
good
by
point.
it. There was one other thing, but I forgot it, but that's my commentary.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll move into council roundtable. I have nothing.
He didn't have.
Yeah, he passed.
He didn't have anything. Fred, you have anything? Council roundtable?
I've spoken enough tonight.
Okay. Fred?
I've spoken enough, but I always have time for thank yous. First of all, Carolyn, the albatross around our neck, the old mill. Behind the scenes, Carolyn, and we all talk about this, we pass it, more people stop me on that than anything else. Behind the scenes, and we won't go into too detail, Carolyn's working very hard on it. We're dealing with a situation where the owner has medical problems, he now has family medical problems. It's not an excuse for the sloppiness, but I want you to know, and Carolyn, I thank you. I've spoken to the owner, and he appreciates your efforts, and I know the community needs to know you're working hard on it. It's not just sitting there looking ugly. This woman's
Yes,
working very
everybody,
hard to
yes.
clean it up, so I
Believe me,
appreciate it.
everybody complains about it.
Oh,
That's the first thing they
Even my
complain
wife,
about.
it's getting old, okay, but thank you. The other thing with Kip, all right, Kip, I'd like to thank you. I'm a firm believer if you did the little things, then they'll trust us in the big things. Kip and his crew drove me crazy, the street sweeper is going along, but now he puts up signs the night before to tell you, move your car, the street sweeper, it's a little thing,
Yeah.
but you know what? It makes it easier for the homeowner, especially the leaf time. So Kip, thank you and your staff. I know that's a pain in the you-know-what because of the staff requirements you have, but thank you very much, okay? And can you pass on to Ashley down in finance, when she sends us, Fred, all of us a statement, I have no idea, I'm not a numbers guy, but she goes over it one by one, explain that
Yes.
$1,500 to the mayor of Fredericksburg. I thought you guys were bribing the mayor of Fredericksburg. Well, it turns out the police department, training and jackets, et cetera. So please thank her. And Jeff, I'm gonna do this. Great job tonight. We're a team.
I tried.
When someone's
I tried.
absent, guess what? Someone's gonna step in and fill the bill. You've done a great job.
I tried.
Keep it up.
Yep.
Okay, I appreciate your efforts tonight.
Is that it?
I'm done.
Sandy?
Yeah, just one, I attended a couple of weeks ago, it's called the Eastern Shore Trail Network. It's a new organization that's just passed, I think, their bylaws, and what it is an organization to really just to support Eastern Shore communities like ours in planning, promoting, and advocating for implementing trails, accessible trails, to the public on the shore. It was a really good, there were great speakers there. Queen Anne's County was there, Dorchester, Galena, Somerset. So just about, trail development, because, trails are really, we have a good trail system. We're continuing to develop that trail system, and which is really important for the town, because it adds a lot of benefit for all of our residents. So I really enjoyed that, and hopefully, I think there'll be some information will come out of that I'll share with you, Fred, of course.
Thank you.
But I did attend that, and that was very informative.
That it? Motion for adjournment.
You got one.
Yeah, second.
We're adjourned.
Good job, Jeff, good job.